Now, do you think there's a the parents have a kind of a modeling aspect to this, where we're obviously watching the teacher, you know, watching the teacher doing the activities. What does us doing the activities do for the child?
What, oh, for them to watch us doing the
Not
activity?
for me, for like us as a parent, for me as
Oh,
a
us
parent,
parents.
Oh, yeah.
for the parent
Right.
doing the activity, what does that do? What does that modeling do for the child? Yeah.
Oh, it translates it into their safe space. That's paramount. Whether they're at home or they're in my studio, if the parent does it, I get a higher rate of the child eventually doing it. Of course, there are children who will not do the activity, but and I'm not talking about the parent taking their hands and trying to roll them. They may get them started and then they'll let go. I've seen that, and certainly I'll encourage that if they've never done that experience before. So they're getting the neural connection. Oh yeah, oh, and then they let go and they either keep going or they don't. But I don't want to see a parent, oh, I'm gonna force them get that roll going, and that's not where I want to go. So getting the parent to model the role where the child is just there watching the roll is so wonderful. And then everybody in the room is rolling, and all of a sudden near the end of the activity, if I've held it long enough, that child might actually begin to start to roll. And that's my cue to keep on going a little bit longer, because that child just figured it out. It only took 8 repeats.
Yeah, it's the key to everything. I mean, it opens up everything. The parent participation is the gateway to like a joyful experience. And I'm honestly, this week I had a mom in our Music Makers Around the World class, and we were doing I think we were in our boats. We were sailing a boat along, and Swiftly May You Go, and we were doing the thing where you get up and blow around the room in the middle, and it was the funniest thing because this mom was participating, and she would blow past the screen one way, then she'd blow past the other way, and the kids were laughing, and it was just so joyful. And same thing happened in Music Makers at Home, where we were doing a dance, and the mom had come in, and the mom is holding a baby, and then she's got her 5-year-old in front of her, and the three of them are doing a dance, and I'm hearing laughter from the 5-year-old, and I'm just thinking, that's it.
Bingo.
That's it.
That happened when we did Billy Billy. And this is a parent who has consistently, now she's convinced that the child does better if she's not in the room. Oy vey. All right, so I sent her a text saying, I really need you in the class just today, because we're going to be doing some special activities, and I can't do it with him. I really need your body in the room.
Yes, right.
And she was like, okay, I guess I can do that, and we did the Billy Billy, and he found this motion just delightful. He wanted to do this with mom again and again. And then the Sally down the alley, of course, there was no alley because we didn't have, 5 other families, but we sallied all around the room, and the giggles were just, who would have expected? I think she heard those giggles too, and I was so pleased. And then I just grabbed her and I said, oh, we have to do another activity with mom in the room. And I just grabbed, and she finally said, do I ever get to leave? And I was like, I don't know. I really need you I made it so clear. Yeah. I finally said, yeah, you can leave for the story, I guess, and she left. She had to leave. And we did the story, and it was a fun story. And as soon as we were done, I said, go get mom. We have more to do.
Yeah. It's so helpful too for the online, like you're saying, the dances, you can't do down the alley. It's like you can't really do some of the big circle things that we do necessarily, but I've changed a lot of my online things to come to the camera and then away from the camera. And the kids just think that's a riot, especially if I have like a stuffed animal and I'll bring it like really close to the camera, and the parents are the ones really helping direct that, like getting the idea of, oh, we could go 8 steps in and 8 steps back, even with the older students, the music maker students. And so when we did Down the River with Nimble and Quick, we were coming to the camera for Down the River, and then we'd go back. It was just delightful, and having the parent there to help direct those dances and to participate in that. is all just, it's just delightful.
It
And
seems to confirm the value of the activity to the child. You know, I think back. I've been working here for a couple of years, and Lorna took me to. She was teaching in a Head Start program, actually not too far from the office, and she was like, "Jeff, why don't you come along with me to these classes?" You know, so I would go with her to the class, and I would participate in the activities. And the thing that I noticed is all the little boys in this Head Start program would all of a sudden want to be my partner, you
Ah,
know, and,
great.
and, and it probably had a lot to do with I was lending validity to what Ms. Lorna was doing in the class. And they had never seen, they probably have never seen an adult male do this type of activity.
Yeah.
So it made them feel comfortable and it made them feel good, and it valued what they were doing in the class, you know.
yes.
Now I see that with my kids too. I can only talk from the in-person aspect because we're, you know, the online classes we're doing are keyboard classes, which are great. But the little ones, you know, that's what I remember doing. And I remember going to the classes, and my daughters would always participate more in the activities the more that either me or my wife participated in the activities.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The majority of the children will prefer to do it with a parent.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's always one that will lay on the ground and not do it with the parents, but that's the exception to the rule, and you just respectfully let them lay in the middle of the circle as we all go around them.
That was my daughter. Thank you very much. Yeah, she was the one who would lie down in the middle of the circle and we would just do the dance around her. And she was absorbing because she's an amazing musician today, but she was the one. So I know what that feels like. And they're still absorbing, they're still getting the whole experience, and that's what they needed at that moment. So they're not hurting anybody. As long as nobody's dancing on top of her, we're fine.